yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my living room in Vancouver, Canada. So welcome. Today is Thursday, September 17, 2020, and this is video number 74. So I forgot to give you some information that from my last podcast, so I thought I'd jump in here real quick. I know that I just uploaded a podcast a few days back on Sunday, and I want to just catch you up on a purchase as well that I made from Herrschners. It was about 5 weeks ago I made the order. It took about two and a half weeks to get to me, and it's been sitting with me for a couple of weeks. So I thought I'd share with you the content of that purchase. And if you're just new to the channel, I want to welcome you. Hi, my name is Gary and I'm the host of Urban Yarn. I noticed that there have been a couple of people who have joined me since then, so welcome to the newcomers. And if you're also new and thinking what this channel is all about, I've set it up to record all of my yarn journey. So that is things that I do with my yarn. So it is knitting, crocheting, a little bit of hand dyeing, and it talks about sometimes where I purchase my items from and price points. So if that kind of information floats your boat and you're interested in that kind of content, please think about giving me a thumbs up and joining my Fiber friends by hitting the subscribe button down below. And to the Fiber friends who have come back, welcome back. Good to see you. Let's get stuck into the podcast. So here's the Herrschners bag. And I'm going to recite all of my price points in US dollars because that's the currency that Herrschner works with. And I got a 20% code, 20% off code to use on this purchase, but my invoice doesn't itemize the discount per item. So I'm going to be reciting the original ticketing price, and I'm going to leave it up to everyone's brain power out there to figure out what the discounted price would have been. But let's start with the first one here on top of the bag. It is from Premier and it's Meerwoods. It is a 4-weight yarn and it is super soft. I really like this. It doesn't have much of a halo to it. There is a slight fuzz, but not too drastic. So I think when you're frocking this one back, it's not going to catch at all, which is lovely. It's tightly spun as well. I would say medium spin to it, so I don't think it would split very easily. And it has a little sheen to it, not a very shine that is like more of a Karen Simply Soft, or sometimes bamboo has that sheen to it. So I'm going to say it is a little bit of a pearl finish and very soft. You could put this against your skin with no undergarments required and enjoy the softness of this yarn. It is 100% acrylic, and I'll jump into some of the details that are on the label here. We have 170 yards, which is 155 meters. In each of the balls, there are 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. They are suggesting or recommending 5.5 millimeter knitting needles or crochet hook. And the care instructions say you can wash and tumble dry this, which is a great for ease of care. And it is made in Turkey. So the colorway that I'm holding in my hand is called Redwood. They had so many nice colors that I couldn't choose which ones to pick from. And I did go to Ravelry to see what kind of projects have been made in the selection of colors, just to see how they work up in both knit and crochet. And I really were drawn to a few of the colors that I'm going to show you here. I only got one of these ones to try it out, one of these particular colors, the Redwood colorway to try out, and I'm thinking of a hat. Now it goes through a variegation of, I'm going to say, tans, browns, a little bit of a smoky kind of teal color there, and more of a foresty green. So the majority of the colorway in this one is more of the tans and beige colors. I really gravitated to this in a big way. So lovely soft yarn. Now the price on this one before the 20% off that I got was $3.59. Now, a little tip as well that I discovered from other YouTubers out there who buy a lot of Premier stuff is if you buy bundles of 3, they tend to package them in their own individual wrappers. So I got 3 also in another colorway And this one is, what is the colorway for this one? Oh, Spotted Owl, a muted range of color, so it's not as warm as this brown one. It is a little bit more of a, I'm gonna say neutral colorway, and I got 3 of those. Really love to work up something with that as well. Because I got 3 skeins in that one, I'm gonna choose a color, solid color that is within that Spotted Owl, and I'm going to extend to make a longer project. I find that when you're using variegated colors that go through quite a mismatch of different colorways, that when you work it up, it can create more of a confusion with the eye when it looks at the pattern or looks at the stitches in the fabric. So sometimes to avoid that, if you're blending, you can choose a color that is within that sequence of colorways and choose a solid or even a tonal within the one color, and then it'll help you extend the project but also give you a place for your eye to rest. And I got it in the Steelhead colorway as well. Just gonna check if it's the Steelhead. Yep. And this one is more, it has kind of like a pop of color with a yellowish green, and I liked the idea of how that looked with some of the projects on Ravelry when I looked at this particular colorway. So it does use more high contrast in the twist than the first one that I showcased, which was the redwood. The colors in the twisting here are more kind of the same tonal value, whereas this one has more pops of contrast between a darker, richer color with a light white. So I'm going to call it more of a silvery white threads in the yarn. And really like that one too. Again, I would probably choose to elect making a project with this by pairing it with a solid or a tonal that is consistent with one of the colors within the ball of yarn here as well. Maybe some scarves for Christmas might be really nice. So again, each of those balls were $3.59. And if you get them in the 3-pack, you get the extra little plastic bag there. Now, I also got something new to me. I've never tried this one either, and it's from Premier as well. And it's the wool-free sock from Premier, and it's a fine 1. Oh, did I tell you that this one was a worsted 4 weight? So the Mere Woods is worsted 4 weight, and this one here is a fine 1, which I believe fine is, sorry, super fine 1. So it's a sock weight. Some people tend to sometimes call this sock weight. There's no wool in it, but it does have a slight elasticity to it, which I like when you're making up shawls or you're trying to get the drapey feeling in a garment. That a little bit of that give in the thread or the yarn is quite a nice feature to have when you're going for some drape. It doesn't have any sheen to it at all. It's more of a matte finish, and it variegates between a lot of different, I'm gonna say rainbow colors in there. Mostly cool to like greens and blues. Yep, and I don't see any other, there's no orange, there's no red. It's just greens and blues in this kind of colorway. Now, a little bit about this one is the color's called Rainforest. You can wash and tumble dry this, so it's good care instructions, easy care instructions. They're suggesting to use it with a 2.25mm set of knitting needles or a 3.25mm crochet hook, so quite a very fine crochet hook there. I would probably pair it with something else. I'm thinking about doing more latte gloves, and the purpose for me buying this was to use it within mittens I pair my Caron lattes with a sock weight yarn to give it an interesting texture as well. Generally, lattes will, when you pair it with something, it's so furry that you get a chance to see the colors playing underneath when you hold them together. So I really like that idea. So I got one of those, sorry, I got 4 of those, but another sneak idea about getting the plastic bag was that they do bundle them in 3 as well and keep them in their own plastic bag. Now, did I give you all of the details on this? No, I didn't. It's 235 yards, sorry, or 215 meters. In each ball you get 1.5 ounces or 50 grams, and it's a combination blend of 93 acrylic, 7%, what is that? PBT. I'm not sure what PBT is. It's probably some petroleum-based thing, I don't know, maybe. And it is made in, where are you? Doesn't say. Maybe Turkey? Yep, made in Turkey. The writing's so small on these things. So each of these balls that I got was $1.99 before the 20% discount. I also got it in a different colorway. Here in this one, now this is more of a louder colorway. It goes through red striping, orange, a purpley blue, actually it's purple, and this one is called Farm Stand, sorry. It's called Farm Stand. It's so small. Okay, so hubby was telling me I really have to go and get my eyes checked because it's been over 10 years since I got my prescription. So these are like 10-year-old glasses, and he's like, you have to go and get your eyes checked. It's definitely because I'm doing a lot of crocheting and I'm using kind of like bad lighting as well when I'm crocheting and knitting, that he's worried about my eyes, and I should be too. So I have to go sometime this month. I did promise that I would go down and get my eyes checked. So I really, really love this colorway too. It's a little bit more fun, a bit more oomph in it than the last one. Kind of festive. I do like it, and the feel is really, really soft. Again, I'll probably add this to another thread or another yarn and combine them as I make up things. So I also got them again in a package here of 3. Now, okay, the next yarn that I'm gonna showcase is one that I haven't got before, as the pile just falls to the floor, but I've always looked on Herrschners' site on the Willow section. So it's kind of like a sister company that has two of the websites together, and Willow's yarns is kind of more of their, I want to say maybe their luxury lines that they sell, a little bit more higher quality. And I had been looking and checking out this one for a very, very long time, but I was in my mind imagining a certain, I guess, amount of yarn that I would get. Perhaps maybe I didn't read the directions too great, but I'm glad that I got it because I can see now the quality that is part of this skein that I purchased. I actually got 2 colors, and it's called Alarae, and it's in their Marmel collection. So I don't know whether you can see that. Maybe, there we go. It's in their Marmel collection, and look at this. So my preconceived ideas when I was looking at this collection online was that the balls would be a lot bigger, and I don't know what made me think that that would be the case, because it was full disclosed in the details that the yarn was a certain weight, as well as the ball itself only was going to be 100 grams. But in my mind I was thinking, oh, it's going to be quite a big ball of yarn, but wasn't the case. It's quite a small ball of yarn. With a closer inspection on the small fine print of this label, very, very, very miniature, I can share with you some details now that I've taken a closer look. It is a product of Italy. The name here is Golden Garnet, which I agree, there are lots of golds in there. Very, very beautiful collection of colors. And it is a 100 gram skein in which you get 273 yards or 250 meters. Their content is 58% cotton, 42% acrylic. The care instructions to wash on a gentle cycle in cold water, and to not to tumble dry it, but to lay it flat when you're drying the garment or fabric made from this yarn. They are suggesting it is a 3-weight, but I agree in some parts that it's 3-weight, but I think the majority of it when it works up is more of a 2-weight, so a sport weight yarn. What else can I tell you? Suggestion here is to use a 3.75 to 4.5 millimeter set of knitting needles or a 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now I'm thinking with this one here, I'm just going to do a simple garment piece, not using such confusing or delicate stitch work like cabling or lace work. I'm going to let the yarn speak for itself in a very simple way. So garter stitch, I might throw in a few eyelets. I'm thinking about making maybe a cowl. If I choose to crochet with it, I'd probably use a single crochet with maybe a couple of eyelets in the design. So beautiful, beautiful construction of yarn there. Love it. And I've got a sneaking feeling that because it does rove a little bit, that when it works up, it's going to have a bumpy, nubby kind of texture when you kind of like pull back and you look at the garment when it's made up. But that's just a guess. I'm eager to showcase this later down the way as a garment so that we can look at the finished piece as well. Now, the ticketed price on this before the discount is quite high, but I'm not looking to buy a load of this kind of yarn to complete a jumper or a larger project. I'm not looking at making a 6 foot by 5 foot shawl. I'm thinking of just using it for a small piece. So I'm happy to pay for the more higher price, I guess. And I think it would be a great Christmas present to give someone at Christmas time or during the holidays. So the price is $17.95 per ball, but with the discount I think it came to like $14, and I'm happy to pay that. So I think I've told you all of the details. I also got it in a second color, and I love this one equally as much. It's purpley and green, and I think they're the two major colors in this one. And the colorway is called Mystic Quartz or color 10. So the color number on this one was color 6 for the golden garnet, and the Mystic Quartz is 10. Love those yarns. So the last part that I want to talk about was something that I should have added in a previous podcast many weeks back, but for some reason or another, I kept forgetting. So I'm joining a make-along, and it's called #SecondhandSeptember AU, and I have a film clip here that I recorded this morning when I rushed down to pick up my supplies for this make-along. And yeah, so I'm going to link all the details down below, and I'll let the film clip that I'm going to insert describe exactly what is happening. Hey there, just recording a little bit of a snippet here to document that I'm joining a make-along that is happening for the month of September 2020. Now, I'm going to link the details down below on the person who came up with this brilliant idea, and her name is Judy. She's a fellow YouTuber out there, and her channel name is Judy at WitchPeace Crafts. I always get that mixed up. So she will explain a little bit more about what her ideas are. I know I'm late at the game. It is already September 17th. But I just got a call from my local thrift store that they have yarn for purchase, and it's something that they don't normally get. So I'm happy I left my details down there for this particular make-along to get some yarn to support their thrift store. So I hope that you'll join in as well. And if you're looking for the hashtag, again, it is hashtag SecondhandSeptemberAU.
A few moments later.
That was the clips that I took earlier today when I was down at the store, and I talk about where you can find all the information as well down below for the make along, and I'll show you what I got. So I got these 3 little balls. These 2 don't have labels on them. This one has a label on it. It's cotton and it's from Burnett. These 2 here, I probably will use in the item for the make-along. I'm going to somehow incorporate them together in a crocheted pattern that I purchased. And it's the chocolate bonbon crocheted hat from Crystal at Bag O' Day. I think that will look really, really nice. It does look like berry colors, so strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, so kind of like a purpley mixture of red as well in berry, kind of bonbon beanie. That would look really, really sweet. And this one here I probably won't add into it, but I thought I'd purchase it from the little bin that they had there of the yarn. Now, it was really super affordable. It was 50 cents per little ball, and so I got those 3. And I took a little bit of a chance to look through the magazine that they have there and what they support at that local charity shop. And it's for the it's called the WESN Seniors Network, that they supply funds as well to educational programs and a little bit of a program for arts as well as crafts. And I haven't quite gone through the whole magazine yet, but there are parts in here where you can add a small donation to their causes and helping the seniors within the community of the West End here in Vancouver. So I'm looking into that, and if the I guess the donations speak to me, or the purpose of how they're going to use the money speaks to me, then I would be happy to donate to that program. And I think that's about it. So I think we're all caught up now. I want to jump into the chocolate bonbon beanie pretty quickly here, because there are only 12 days left of the month, and I want to get that over to Judy's. I guess she's collecting all of the people's entries, so I want to make sure that it makes that in time. And in the future podcasts, I'd love to share that with you as well, see how it all works up. And with that, I will bid thee farewell. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.